guys, Yes Auto World here, and on this one we are getting these wheels to get on this thing and have it looking a little more presentable for let's just say the naysayers that are already kind of riding my behind about it. So to kind of map out the plan for what this is going to be, we're definitely going to go, once again, we're on the budget route, and you can find these types of wheels in a lot of places. You can go on Summit, Jegs, and even straight to their websites. But when it comes to these drag pack style wheels, whatever you want to call them, street wheels, either way, you can get these things for, I want to say, a little over $100 a piece, and sometimes they go on sale for maybe a little less. But either way, these I grabbed literally, I don't know, again, maybe 15 bucks. I was lucky, they were on sale, but that was only 2 of them. The other 2 I got off of Facebook Marketplace. Dude never used them, and again, that was like 150 bucks for both, for the whole pair. So as far as specs go on these are both a 15 by 8. Now you can do a 15 by 10, but that's going to be a little harder to find with the backspacing that you need for these things. But they're 15 by 8 on the front and the rear, 0 offset, so the mounting flange is literally in the middle of the rim. And as far as tires go, 275 60/15 small tire, man. You can definitely get them on these things for sure. You're going to see a little bit of trimming, but we'll get to that. Not a huge deal, but I definitely think this is going to transform the look of this car for sure. So enough of me blabbing, let's get into the install. All right, so here is the wheel. The ones from Summit, boom. Of course, when you get them like this, they come with all the center cap, all that stuff. Vision wheel, probably because these are probably come from Vision. All right, booyah. Oh, looking clean. And voila, look at that. Look how the sun is just popping off these. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, hopefully these work out. I do have to figure something out with the back spacing. It's a long story, but I'm hoping that I am wrong. So either way, I'll get these packed up, put them in the trunk for now, just to get them out of the way and clean up before I start washing both of these vehicles. Wow, such a beautiful sight. Look at this, man. I hope this works out and doesn't bite me to behind, because this would be a really cool look on this thing and kind of help it not look so oh no, call the cops on this man ish. So that's the hope here. Morning, people. I probably said that, I don't know, maybe like 3 times this video, because every time I'm getting back to y'all, it's like a new day. But anyway, it is the day after the overtime shift I picked up. So last we left off, I was getting the molding off the car and whatnot. That came out great. Got that off, got the wheels, looked at all of those lined up next to each other, got hyped, got motivated. And after that, I had to wrap it up because I was dirt tired off of 2 hours of sleep in the middle of my night shift, and I got back at it. So today, the new tires should be showing up at any minute. On my way home from work, I stopped by my dad's. I picked up a spare 275 60/15 Cooper Cobra white walls. Y'all know how I do it. I picked up one of those that I had that I was going to use as a spare. I forgot I had it, along with another spare I have, and this one isn't the greatest, but it is what it is. We're budgeting it out right now. The other one needs a plug. It had a slow leak, but anyway, I'm gonna put those 2, the one from my dad's and the one that needs the plug, on the front of the car, and the new ones are gonna go on the rear. I'd rather have the new ones where the power is, so power, like barely, but I'm gonna have the new ones where the power is on the rear. And also, I'm still hoping that that works out. Won't know until I try to put it on. I may try to put it on today. I may try to put it on tomorrow. But the thing is, I was supposed to, my man was supposed to hit me up, and I think he was gonna possibly give me his shift tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be allowed, but we'll see. And if he does give me the shift, then I won't have tomorrow to do anything. It'll have to wait. But if I don't get the shift, then I will have tomorrow, and I'll be able to get some significant things done. But we'll see. The Kodiak is looking wild right now, and I'm like, I at least have to take this thing to the car wash to get the bulk of grime off. And once I do that, I'm gonna come back here, load up the tires and the rims, and I was gonna hit the tire shop, but we got battles today, so I gotta go out. We're gonna go to the Dell, knock out the battles. Somebody called me out. I gotta go against Miguel. Miguel is a very clean sounding truck, so if I do lose, I'm not surprised, but we'll see. So gonna get that handle, see how much time we're working with. I may go after the battles, I may not, but you guys will see shortly because of editing magic. All right, people, how froggy we feeling today? I'm not going ultra crazy, but I think I'm gonna get, which one is it? Protect, Deluxe. I usually get the Protect, I think. Which, whatever. That's how they get you. It's only $3 more. I don't know. Screw it, we're doing Ultimate, baby. For this piece of crap with no paint, baby. No, I'm not paying the extra $7. Back at the house, and this thing cleaned up pretty good, man. I mean, I had to give it a little extra wipe in certain areas that the car wash kind of doesn't get, but I can't really complain from, like, you know, a machine wash. It kind of is what it is. I usually try to hand wash it, but that is not the easiest, especially at my house. But continuing on, look what showed up to the house. Booyah! All a bald eagle started screaming when I pulled up and laid hands on it. But yeah, here they go, the brand new 275 6015s. What do I have to do? Yeah, just gotta load these in the bed of the truck. I mean, it's still some sort of, what's that called? Still some water in here. Oh, well, the drive took care of most of it, but I'm gonna start loading the tires up, getting the used ones, loading that up, and the stuff for the battles today, and go from there. Toward the toolbox. Used ones. My comfy chair. I gotta go get the other tire and go to the other Caprice to get the rims out the trunk. All right, so now since all of those in there, gotta come in the back of this thing and get all the rims out of the trunk. There we go. So just gotta load these things and hit the road because I'm already kind of running behind here. I gotta play Tetris with these things to get it to work. Stuff right there. Oh, that's not good. This was in the trunk and got wet. All right. Almost forgot my pack of new lugs. All right, made it back home with the tires. All of them is mounted up and looking good, man. I'm hoping this thing works out without me having to do too much extra, but it wouldn't be my life if it wasn't extra, right? And before I got you guys on camera to check this out, I had a feeling that this is going to give me a pretty good fight, and it absolutely is. Lugs are off. This thing hasn't been off in years, so it doesn't surprise me, but I'm gonna have to fight for it. I got my Thor's hammer and the other tire waiting to go. This was the tire that they told me that they had some trouble balancing, and it's a little worse than I thought. But either way, it's just to get me by for now, just to buy me a little time until I can get another set of tires. But yeah, man, so I'm just going to get it off, and this is going to give me a preview of how this thing is going to look, fit, and kind of what I'm going to be looking at for the rear. Okay, got it off. Hammer, of course, boom, boom. My Thor's hammer so far has been undefeated, but it's only been like 2 things so far. Anyway, I'm going to take a wire wheel and kind of get off this rust that's on this surface here in this face, so that the wheel isn't hard to come off from this day forward. I mean, it probably won't anyway because the seal's been broken, but still just gonna wire wheel clean this up, clean up the threads a little bit, put the new wheel on. I got some anti-seize, and I'm gonna put the new lug nuts on. But one thing for sure I'm gonna do is this top ball joint. I didn't get a chance to grease this last time, so now that the tire is gone, I'm gonna grease that as well while I'm here. All right, now I got the grease fitting on this thing, and give a few healthy pumps in there. Make sure ain't nothing squirt. Oh, something squirting somewhere. What? I don't know where it's at. But... all right, that should be good. All right, back then with this thing, I didn't get the wire brush, the hand one, because I thought about it and I was like, wait, this thing is like a freaking cup. I can just go on top of it and it'll get under there. So it worked out. But now, gotta bust out the new lug nuts. Of course, make sure they freaking fit. Yes, they do. Fantastic. That's what we like. And I'm not gonna go ham, but I'm gonna throw a little anti-seize on each one. Not a crazy amount. All right, that'll do it. And now to start prepping this wheel. All right, what's happening here? You know what? This center cap isn't going to work. The ones that came with this wheel aren't tall enough. Lesson learned. So I wonder with my pickup truck, because the ones that came with that worked fine on the front. Of course the rear, because the rear doesn't protrude like that, but all right, we live and we learn. But it looks like it doesn't need to be that tall. But you know what? It's this thing. I think because it's domed. If it wasn't domed, then I think this will work. Or I would just have to buy the taller one. But either way, get this thing on. It is what it is. All right, so wheel is on. What I had to do, couldn't help it, had to paint the cap for the hub just so it didn't stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, better than nothing for now until I get the correct ones. But I think it's gonna look good, man. I think it's gonna look good. So next thing I gotta do is to start to try to figure out how I'm going to get the rear wheels on. Now, one thing I know I'm definitely gonna have to do is take off the silver trim. That's like a hex, couple screws, hex screws, whole trim will come off. And then I'll just shave a bit of the lip that kind of comes closer to the quarter panel, instead of doing what I did on my other one where I kind of bent it out. Bending it out worked, but just trimming it, taking my time, it'll definitely be a cleaner look. But yeah, it's definitely coming along, man. Definitely coming along. Happy with the results. Just getting that much closer to having this thing on the road and daily driving it for sure. I'll get that grill, but yeah, man, one step at a time. So here's the second half, where now that we have the front tires on, we are now going to move on to the rear tires. Again, came across some bad news because I found some rust on the lower quarter that I didn't know was there on the driver's side. I wish I would have inspected it a little more, because I would have brought you guys a better outcome of showing you how to do it, because I ended up doing the first side, which is the passenger, went pretty smooth other than trying to get those freaking screws out for the actual wheel weld trim. But then when I went to the opposite side, that's when I found the rust in the lower quarter and in the areas that we needed to trim. So that was a problem. But I kept moving, got it done. And that's the side that you actually see me do it on, because my goal was to do at least one side, figure everything out, so that way when I went to show you guys on the other side, it was just smooth sailing. But it so did not go that way, which you're about to see. But either way, you're not going to have this problem if you don't have rust like I do. But again, simple trimming, nothing crazy, not going to devalue and ridiculously affect the car at all. And yeah, you can fit some pretty wide tires on there, man. The 275 60/15, no problem. So we're gonna get started. All right, it's starting to get hot. Your boy's cooking, and we already jumped the gun. And I wanted to do one side to make sure I could do it successfully before I actually showed you guys what's going on, and I can explain it better second time around. But it worked. I kind of knew it would already work, but I had my doubts just because the rim specs are different than the 9C1 that I did it for in the past. But yeah, check it out. So this side's complete. There's the old tire, and of course I found all kinds of crud under there, but boom, there it is. Got clearance, everything. If I wanted to put that trim back on, I would, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Maybe I will, I don't know, but I was a lot smarter this time than I was last time in the past, so I have the option to put the trim back on if I wanted to. But it fits good clearance between the skirt and the actual tires, and these are, again, 275 60/15. So on the other side, to actually show you guys my mini workstation here with all kinds of things, I tried to do it with minimal noise. But again, if you're not, you know, being harassed by your local association, then you have nothing to worry about. But I'm just trying to get this done quick, as low, I want to say, volume as possible when it comes to the power tools. But now that I've done it once, the second time around should be better. For starters, I'm going to spray this down with some penetrant, so that way I can start scrubbing off with a wire wheel these tips, so that way as I'm backing off these old rusty bolts that haven't been used in who knows how long, I won't damage the threads, because the threads will be lubricated, and I'll wire wheel any type of like debris out of the threads. Alright, so there's that. I'm gonna hit them with a little more, and then get them off with the gun. Oh, wrong setting, duh. There we go. Now I'm on the right setting. This side actually came off without me having to whack it from the back with a hammer. So, that's a plus. Less labor intensive. Wow. Just as pretty as I thought it was going to be. Alright, so what I'm going to do, as much as I do want to make it pretty, sorry the lighting sucks, but it's the way the sun's kind of hitting it right now. I'm going to just wire wheel a good portion of this dirt, the freaking beehive or wasp hive, get all of that crap off of there. I'm not going to go crazy with the aesthetics and the looks as bad as I want to paint this, but I got too many things to kind of try to move forward to before I start getting into the nitty-gritty. Now, over here, looking
at what's that called, these bolts here. I thought that these were hexes, but they're not. They're actually Phillips screwdrivers. So it's like a Phillips sheet metal self-tappers that are in here from the factory, and I believe they're probably some type of stainless, because these hold up great over time. Even though they do get seized, obviously, which is about to be our next problem, they hold up. So I was only able to get 3 out of, let's see, 1, 2, then we got 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. I was only able to get 3 out of 7. Hopefully I can do more than that on this side, so that way I have to do less of the cutting wheel, the grinder, and all of that other stuff just to get this trim off. All right, done. Good enough for me for now. Now I can move on to the next part, which I'm not looking forward to at all, is getting these bolts out of this trim. Okay, so I hit all of them with some blaster. Well, not blaster, there's some different penetrant I'm using. But I also got on the inside all the way around, because the threads are exposed on the other side. So I just hit it with penetrant on both sides. Hopefully this one will make out a bit easier than the other side. We'll see. But I'm a little bummed because I just found this. And I guess, you know, being really kind of gung-ho about getting this thing because the overall condition and everything else, I didn't even see this. I just got a bunch of rust out, but I swept it off the ground, just trying to keep it clean as I work, in case somebody does try to take drive by and take photos of me again. But trying to get it done quick. Anyway, this is definitely a point where I'm going to try to address this kind of quickly. Even if I don't go and get the whole body done, if I can go and just get this patch done, this is probably the worst, and one other spot on here that's kind of bad. But, I mean, not too crazy anyway. Also, if I'm not mistaken, this is also an 8.5-inch rear too. That's another thing that's kind of, you know, tripping me out here, is because 91's, number one, didn't come with 5.0s, but we know that he opted to get the 5.7 and got that it put in himself. The 91's also, from what I know, do not come with sway bars. So that's another thing that's kind of like, And then, yeah, like I said, the actual diff itself is usually the 7.5, not the 8.5. Yeah, it is what it is. This one didn't come out. As soon as I undid that one, which the corner ones came out a bit better for me on the other side as well, it just completely, this wasn't even attached by this bolt at all. It was just the foundation here. So, yep, got to figure that out. But moving on, this next one already started to strip, so now I'm gonna have to grind that down, and let's see if the rest of them decide to cooperate. So got off the trim piece, it's over there on the ground. Now that that's out of here, I just took a light wire wheel just to kind of loosen up, well, to take off anything that was loose, and I started doing that and came across this here. And I mean, try not to get discouraged, because I mean, either way, this car I still believe is less work than my previous one. So I don't even know, dude. So anyway, now that that stuff's off, I'm going to do the next step. Take the jigsaw blade with a thin metal blade on it, and I'm just going to kind of come in a little bit and start to trim just like half of this off. And that'll be enough to be able to fit the tire. And this part here, I kind of won't have to cut because it's no longer there, and just work my way around. And truthfully, you don't have to go like along the whole lip. You only want to do it where there's going to be possible tire contact. There's no need to do it anywhere else, and I don't want to remove any more material than I have to. All right, so I did the trimming and just continued to find more spots that was rusted, because it honestly is not supposed to go back so far that the two shells, the outer layer and the inner layer, I can actually get in between. I should not be able to do that, but it is what it is. Yeah, so you can kind of see it a little better. The lighting is horrible. I'm trying to get it to focus some, but where the rust already kind of did some of the job for me, it did it a little bit too much. So that's where you can kind of see the space in between the two. So I'm going to end up taking a trip to Fusion Fab, a little Sooner than I thought, but it is what it is. One thing I may do as well, just so it's not as obvious for the time being, I may get a piece of the trim and kind of put the trim on this side, same on the opposite side, so it's symmetrical. And I don't know, I'm just kind of pulling stuff out of my behind here. But this isn't the focus. The focus is to try to get these wheels on. The opposite side, that was golden. It had none of this whatsoever. And again, I think this is because this one had those leaves and stuff sitting in the channels for so long, the water was starting to go places that it should not have went. And I wouldn't be surprised if it worked its way through the body or filled up in the quarter panel and just caused this. And this is all the stuff after I plucked that, or plucked a good portion of this off. This is all of the things that was left behind just from starting the cut here. So all of this is from that. Wild. All right, so about to get this mounted just like the other side. Put a little PB on there after taking the wire wheel again and cleaning off the threads of all of them. And also put some anti-seize on all of them. Didn't go too crazy. Well, I tried not to, but it kind of spread a little faster than I thought. But anyway, got the new lug nuts in the wheel waiting to go, and just gotta put it on. And again, this center cap fits because the hub isn't bulging like the front is. So I'll probably just end up getting matching center caps that are all longer to accommodate the front and put the same size on the rear. There we go. Whew. And one thing I didn't plan to is the fact that these acorn style studs almost like perfectly flush mount with the rim. They don't protrude. Alright, time to move this stand. And ease on down. Even though I know it's gonna fit, because the other side went fine, I'm still just doing a check here. There we go. All right, so couldn't leave you guys off on like a horrible note, so I figured I'd show you the other side. This side here just came in and went along the edge, and this side came out a lot better, obviously because it's not rusted, but this side went pretty smooth other than fighting those bolts to get them out. So there's no split between the outer and inner shell because there was no rust to pretty much make it impossible to avoid that split. But anyway, didn't want to leave off on a horrible note. It's just that one side I didn't expect to find everything I found. But again, as you can see, this side is installed, and the 275 on the 8-inch rim, 4.5-inch back spacing will work. All right, so it's a slight drizzle outside, but the tires came for the front. I actually pulled the trigger sooner than I thought to get the other tires, especially since I plan on driving this thing in a couple days and it replacing the Kodiak. Not really, but just as a daily driver. So after the first ones, the guy tried to balance the one tire out on the one side. He had to use way too many weights, so many weights to the point where he was even uncomfortable, one. And two, I couldn't even put the wheel on the car because the caliper was catching the weights. So I took them off just to get them mounted up. But if I'm trying to drive this thing and be on the highway, I definitely need to make sure that those are safe because wheels, tires, very important to not die. So here they are, back seat, boom, boom, 1 and 2. And I kind of got the setup the same as the Kodiak. These are 255 60/15 that are going to go on the front, and 275, like you guys already saw, is on the rear. Same exact thing as the Kodiak, and now the front will match as well, being the 255 60/15. All right, so got all the stuff loaded up in the back seat, plus the stuff that I have next to me, which is like LED bulbs, the grill that I'm trying to get on, whatnot, to go with us, because I'm going to stop and also go to Walmart first and foremost, grab wipers because I can't see. Then I have to go somewhere and hit the ATM so that way I can get the money for the tire man to mount these two. And then 3, go to Lowe's probably. Yeah, probably go to Lowe's instead of Home Depot and get bolts for this grill, because I'm not sure what thread it is. So I'm gonna just take the grill into Lowe's and figure it out. But all right, first stop, Walmart. All right, so I'll turn these wipers on, and as you can see, well, maybe not on camera, all we got is smear action. So I'm going to turn in here and see the difference with these other wipers. Now I just got to debate on how ham I'm going to go as far as how much I'm spending on wipers. Because I mean, shoot, wipers nowadays, you can spend freaking darn near 50 bucks per wiper, which I'm absolutely not going to do, but it definitely is possible. And of course I could get the regular degulars for like, I don't know, I think they're like 7 bucks, but I might go, I don't know, I know for a fact 20 is my cap per wiper, but who knows, I may go less. Let's see what they got once I get inside. All right, they done got your boy out here, man. Got the ones for a dub. It was $20 each. Anyway, old one in there. Here's another old one. This thing's super crunchy and lost all its ability. And there's a new one. Already replaced the one on that side. Just got to replace the one over here and then give it a test. All right, let's see if these things work phenomenally. I mean, the Rain-X stuff's been pretty good so far that I have used. Come on, Crystal. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Now I'm not gonna die. All right, now time to get these freaking tires mounted, man. All right, it's still raining out here. I got the tires put on. I definitely feel way more comfortable. This one balanced better than the other one did, and looks good. So there it is, 275 60/15 in the rear, and then on the front, the 255s. And got plenty of life left, man, plenty of life left. Just gotta scrub these down, hit them with some tire shine, and we are good. Definitely coming out looking nice. When I get that grill on there, that's definitely gonna help it out. But I got some mixed feelings though about that chrome, man. I don't know. That's just me talking out my behind, but gonna stick to the plan, swap the grill out, and go from there. So finished product, people. I mean, I am very happy with the way that this turned out, and especially looking at the certain angles, man, you can tell that it's definitely some wide tires on there, man. Oh, I've had these things for years, and that was always one of the first things that I chased, was getting the look and having the wide tires on. And again, 255 60 in the front, 15, 275 60 15 in the back. But yeah, man, with a clean tire, clean wheels, nice setup, and of course you got to add the tire shine. It just makes this thing pop. It's that much closer to being that cool daily driver that I'm looking for. Definitely keep pushing when it comes to this type of stuff. You still get those looks from people that are definitely not the greatest and discouraging for what you're trying to do, but it is what it is. You got to push through it, man, because one day you will see the finished product. And I mean, it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of trouble, but hopefully that's what I'm here for. So you guys don't have to do any of the guesswork. All of this stuff, you see my mistakes and you see the successes at the same time. Black paint that I have on here was actually caliper paint that was on that center cap because I didn't have it at the time for the right depth to fit. Holding up great, no issues at all. And this, again, this is way in the future. I've had these things mounted now. We're fast forwarding, I want to say, shoot, 4 months probably, something like that, and it's worked out great. Still didn't get to painting the drum yet, but eventually we'll get there. Not a big deal. That's just a matter of literally just taking it off and
doing it, letting it dry, putting it back on. Still a bit bummed about the whole bottom of the quarter section, but hey, it is what it is. Could be worse, man, could be worse. But all right, that's it. That's gonna wrap it up on this one. Not even sure. I think I'm gonna leave it alone like that as far as wheels and tires go. I'm gonna leave it alone for a while, pretty much, with this setup. Only thing I'll end up doing is, of course, changing tires as they wear, blah, 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 and get into some nasty stuff, but that's years down the line. So, all right, guys, hope this information helps you out. It's definitely not easy. As you saw, I kind of ran into some snags, but again, you'll learn from my mistakes. But all right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.